Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, November 18th, 2016. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Days after leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Arnim Eustace, announced his decision to step down, a new opposition leader will soon be sworn in. Member of Parliament for the Northern Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday, will take up the position as opposition leader, for which a correspondence reportedly has been already forwarded to the Governor General. In a telephone interview earlier today with SVG-TV News, Dr. Friday confirmed this information and said he is humbled by the appointment, noting that he will be a worthy representative for the Vincentian people. Nolisha Miller has the details.
Member of Parliament for the Northern Grenadines and incoming opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday is determined to maintain a free and democratic process to ensure a smooth transition for the new leaders of the party. Expressing gratitude for his appointment, Dr. Friday is adamant that the welfare of Vincentians must come first.
So I think once the people understand that we are bringing change for them, that we are looking out for their interests, that we are trying to make sure that we provide a better standard of living for them, that they will come to the New Democratic Party. That is the approach that I will adopt. It always has to be the people first. It always has to be what is good for the people of this country. What can we do to make their lives better? And as you know, under the circumstances now, things have been very, very difficult economically for people.
When asked about how his leadership style will differ from that of outgoing opposition leader Arnim Eustace's, Dr. Friday said Vincentians will simply have to place confidence in his abilities.
Oh, and you have never seen me as a leader of a party, so you'll have to watch and see what happens. But what I will do is I will vigorously defend the interests of the people in this country. I'll make sure that the government is held accountable. I'll make sure that the persons who are in the New Democratic Party, if I am the leader of the party, that those persons will give the best representation they can for their constituency. And I ask the people to give their confidence in me now that I've been selected to be the leader of the opposition. I will contend for the leader of the party, the presidency of the party, on the 27th of November.
In regards to claims of tensions developing in the party involving himself and MP for Central Kingston, Major Sinclair Leacock, who is also considered to be another frontrunner for the top position of the party, Dr. Friday said that is not the case, reiterating that the process is a democratic one.
Major Leacock is contesting. He has said so. I am contesting. And we let the people decide, because there's no point in coming to the leadership of the party if you don't have the support of the membership of the party first and foremost. You can't become the leader. And the people of the country more broadly. And that is how we proceed. The more open and transparent the process is, the better it is for us, for whomever emerges as a leader, because you'll be confident you have the support. And it gives you a mandate to go forward and lead the party and then to hopefully win government for the people of this country.
Social media has been swirling with campaigns of who should take over as leader of the NDP. Dr. Friday said it is the nature of politics for competition to be developed, but he maintains that the people must always be the priority.
It is left to the people at the convention to decide that. I have confidence in the people in the convention. They know me, and I will vigorously campaign for my own selection, and I hope that is rewarded when we come to the 27th. But what is important, as I tell you, is to make sure that the person who is selected is the person who has the confidence of the people and can bring in the Democratic Party soonest to office.
Noting that while democracy can sometimes be messy, he assures supporters of the NDP that there is no need to panic, all is well, and that they will have a smooth transition process, noting that a date has not yet been set for his swearing in as opposition leader. Nolisha Miller, The Evening News.
And Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, Sinclair Leacock, says he is now reflecting on his decision to contend for the position of leader for the New Democratic Party. His comments came today during a telephone interview where he gave his utmost support to appointed leader and Member of Parliament for the Northern Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday.
I'm reflecting on that. I'm reflecting on that.
Why do you say?
Why do I say I'm reflecting on that? Because I have to look for what is the greater good. And if my nomination is going to create further confusion to division, then again I should put the country and the party first and walk away from it.
And you're saying about create further confusion. So are you indirectly confirming that there is infighting?
No, that's not infighting. If there is a position that's available, whether it's in politics, whether it's in sports, whether it's in education, whatever the field of endeavor, and different parties are competing for that position, then for a short time there's going to be some divergence. and maybe some rancor. That's the nature and the cut and trust of competition.
Leacock was further questioned about comments made in a newspaper article out today on his intentions to step down as vice president of the NDP if he's not appointed as party leader. The outspoken MP tells us that he still stands firm by those statements.
People need to understand that that decision is not one of sour grapes. If at my age I'm not being elevated to a higher office, and we are looking at an elections 4 years from now, let's say, and Dr. Friday is being elevated, that means one vice presidency becomes vacant because of his promotion to presidency. Then it is only reasonable if one has the party's interest at heart and that of its large base and membership, that you look around and make an objective assessment and give that position to a younger person, maybe 10, 15 years younger than yourself. I am almost tempted to call names, but who could work on his own vision, mission, and build a party to secure it for the future.
Leacock also denies claims of growing tensions within the NDP.
Well, if we don't manage ourselves well, that can happen. But I'm not going to fuel any infighting. As I said to you, I'm going to be shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Friday on this matter. I will try to continue to lend guidance to those who may have differences with me or who may have a different point of view with, But that should not escalate or get to the point with it if it resembles infighting. And it's for us to show that political maturity at this time and keep the party together. And that's the challenge that's on hand, and that's to which I'm committed.
The Central Kingston MP confesses that he is of the opinion that his straightforward nature and tendency to be open-minded has worked to his disadvantage within his party.
I think in the New Democratic Party, my straightforwardness is, in fact, a disadvantage. Because when I see things that are not in line, perhaps, even if it means, and very often that's the case, the only person to speak to that which has to be corrected would be myself. So I believe over a period of time, I would have, especially matters of what I call party discipline and application and focus and responsibility to our supporters, I have been relentless in those issues. They need to be in a constituency. They need to give time and attention to research. They need to be on radio programs. They need to do investigation of matters. And I know repeatedly people have stood back and objected to my directness.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is moving towards a new conservation and species management era. This, according to the Director of the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, Andrew Wilson, as he spoke earlier this week at the launch of the Sea Turtle Conservation Program and Agro-Tourism Seminar. Wilson expressed hope that the Sea Turtle Conservation Program will meet its objectives and noted that the program seeks to provide information and technical skills in undertaking livelihoods ventures and opportunities, whilst linking agriculture and conservation within the tourism sector. Wilson said the announcement by the government of SVG to ban the hunting of turtles is a positive step and forms part of an initiative in ensuring the nation's survival and economic well-being.
What has also happened since is in a most profound way as well, is that our country has made a major policy directional leap with the announced banning of the harvesting of sea turtles by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In a major way, we are now moving in a new conservation and species management era that not only conserve important marine species, but ultimately conservation actions that support our own human survival, economic well-being, and quality of life. Put simply, when we conserve marine turtles, guided by science and conscious of our ever-changing world, in an era of climate change, we are in effect conserving humankind.
Speaking at the seminar was Louise Mitchell-Joseph, the representative of the SVG Preservation Society, who stated that Vincentians have been blessed with an abundance of natural resources and must do their part to preserve the beauty and resources of the nation. Mitchell-Joseph added that the recent floods and landslides which affected the country are a sign that the development of SVG has not been sustainable.
They are a perfect testimony that our development has not been sustainable. Our rivers are flooding in Leeward because of our destructive farming practices. Our cities are flooding because in the hills above the cities, for example, above Kingstown, we have overbuilt, We have cut down too many trees. We do not collect the water that falls on our roofs. Instead, our galvanized roofs act like channels for the floods that are then caused further downstream. Our mining of sand on the beaches of Brighton, Diamond, and Richmond have led to coastal erosion and will lead to loss of property, yes, losses of houses in coming years in a scale that we cannot contemplate now. We have to stop this destructive activity.
Also making remarks was Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar, who stated that there must be an understanding of the realities facing the agriculture sector. Caesar noted that there must be a repositioning of the sector fueled by the energy of citizens in order to ensure its continued growth and development.
The reason why banana was successful, in 1992, even in your backyard, you had bananas. And when our root was massively produced in this country, throughout the length and breadth of the country had our root. Now, we do not have a single crop or a single sector as a main pillar. What we have today is a wide array of small subsectors. And it is going to be extremely challenging for technicians to spread themselves, for the communication unit to communicate not only one commodity but 15. And we have to begin from a common platform to advance the ideas of production and productivity that will take us forward.
Vincentians, as of Tuesday, November 29, 2016, will not be able to use the services of the Jade & Son Fast Ferry. In a press release dated today, Friday, November 18th, the management of the Jade & Son Fast Ferry expressed their regret that the vessel will no longer be of service to the Vincentian public. Noting that it has been a pleasure serving travelers, the management thanked all Vincentians for their patronage over the years and conveyed their regret for any inconvenience caused. When contacted by SVG-TV News, a management personnel at Jade Inc. pointed out that the company preferred not to comment on the reason or reasons for the abrupt halt of the service provided by the Fast Ferry. Under the theme Stop the Violence Against Children, Sunday, November 20th will be observed as Universal Children's Day as governments and other global institutions celebrate the lives of all children. Here in SVG, numerous legislations and initiatives continue to be developed to ensure the rights of the child, with the formation of the National Committee of the Rights of the Child to further guide the process. A representative of that committee says, while there has been major breakthroughs in ensuring those rights, there is still more to be done.
The 20th of November is celebrated annually as Universal Children's Day, meant to remember and celebrate children all over the world. Here in SVG, a week of activities held by the Ministry of Mobilization, in collaboration with the National Committee on the Rights of the Child, NCRC, will commemorate the 2016 celebrations. Giving a brief overview of the NCRC, committee member and representative for the Human Rights Association and the Marion House, Jeannie Oliver, noted that this year's Universal Children's Day theme, Stop the Violence Against Children, comes at an opportune time as issues such as child abuse still exist within the Vincentian society.
To see how we can best work together to ensure that the rights of children are upheld, because our country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, has signed on to the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So that gives us an obligation to ensure that since we've signed on, that we adhere to all that the convention says.
Highlighting pieces of legislation put in place to further enhance the life and treatment of children, Oliver said the NCRC has come a long way in ensuring that the rights and freedom of the child is upheld, but there is still more to be done.
We have 100% immunization when children are born, so that when children go to school, go to primary school and even to preschool, they receive their inoculation, so we have that covered. We have to ensure that foster care, which is provided by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through the foster care committee, because we newly had a piece of legislation, an adoption legislation, that we would have legislation governing foster care in place so that there is legal status given to the foster parents of those children.
She further noted that the NCRC continues to work diligently to ensure the rights of the child, as the government alone cannot get the job done.
Because in every single society, training is provided for all different types of occupations except parenting. And we need, as parents, we need as the social services sectors to assist the government, because government cannot do it alone, and that is why at Marion House we collaborate with the Human Rights Association to provide parenting programs for parents that are in need of such programs. So we teach alternative parenting.
The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child has declared that anyone under the age of 18 years, unless laws of a particular country says otherwise, is a child. And therefore, governments across the world continue to urge citizens to work together to ensure that the needs and rights of all children are upheld. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
In a continued effort to encourage students to pursue academic excellence, the Ministry of Education, National Reconciliation and Ecclesiastical Affairs today presented the annual $500 award to successful students at the CSEC, Cape and Associate degree levels. The event, which was held at the St. Vincent Community College Division of Arts campus earlier today, saw 720 students receiving the $500 award. Minister of Education, St. Clair Jimmy Prince, congratulated the students and further highlighted the government's commitment in supporting young Vincentians in their education by providing various methods of financial assistance.
We have also expanded our student loan programs, both the regular and the economically disadvantaged programs, to allow more students to access loans for their various studies. So we are doing a two-pronged thing. We're sending off people who can afford it, and also people who can't afford it. The government is taking responsibility for everybody. We want to ensure that there's access and there's equity in education going forward. The government is 100% committed to improving the quality of education offered at all levels. We talk about pre-primary, primary, secondary, post-secondary and tertiary. We're also talking about TVET, special education, and adult and continuing education. We have put a premium on all of these levels, in all of these categories, and we expect equity in all of them. The future development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is highly dependent on the quality of education that is transmitted to our young population. Each of us has a significant part to play to ensure that we leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines a better place than we met it.
Many of the students expressed their gratitude to the government for providing the award and further thanked their families for their support through the years.
Feel about receiving this money today?
Well, you know, it's good that you have worked so hard and then receive such a great reward after, so I feel great about it.
I personally feel that it's a good deed that the government is doing by giving us the money. I think that I could save this money and use it to assist me in my future endeavors, so I am grateful for it.
I'm happy that my hard work did indeed pay off, and I would like to thank the government for taking this initiative and rewarding the students for all their hard work.
I feel very elated about receiving this money, and I'd like to thank God most of all for helping me through this journey and getting all my subjects. And I'd like to thank the government for providing us with this opportunity.
Well, I really appreciate it from the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would like to thank everyone, the teachers from my school, my mother especially, and all those who help along with this journey that I've been through with CXC.
I'm feeling very proud of myself right now, knowing that I could work hard and be rewarded for it. I want to thank all my family, friends, teachers, lecturers, everybody, just everybody. Thank God most of all for this moment, and the government for granting me with this $500 that I will be going to put in my bank account.
creating a platform for primary, secondary, and tertiary students, as well as other aspiring science lovers to showcase their scientific innovation and ideas, the Vinlec National Science Fair came to life during the course of this week, with public viewings held yesterday, November 17th, and today, Friday, November 18th. Open to individuals all across SVG, the fair, which was held under the theme Scientific and Technological Literacy, Empowering the Vincentian Society in the 21st Century, also saw presentations from schools in the Grenadines, one of which was the Mystique Primary School. Here's a highlight of some of the entries from that school.